How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to another edition of Falcons Daily. I'm Craig Green. I'm your host. CG here with you, and I want to thank everybody for getting us over 350 subscribers. Thank you so much. Let's keep it rolling, guys, and make sure you share this podcast with every Falcons fan, every football fan, every sports fan you know, and we'll be back with you to bring you all the content you need pretty much on a daily basis. Guys, let's take a look at some topics that are on my mind, and I'm sure some of them could be on your mind as well. That schedule release video we saw that was released on Wednesday night. Thumbs up or thumbs down? You guys tell me in the comments what you think. I thought it was tremendous. The Mario Kart theme that the Falcons use, Mario Kart 64. A game that some of us may or may not be old enough to have played back in the day. But of course, they had the characters on point, Sir Purr, and of course Benny the Buck, and then Who Dis, Who Dis. I love it. Of course, trolling the Saints as many times as possible, spinning out the Bucks and Panthers en route to winning the NFC South and going on top of the podium with the Saints celebrating in fourth place. Tremendous. And then, of course, just before the race even gets started, how can you hopefully you didn't miss the Matt Ryan cameo in the beginning. Get effing set before they take off. It was just, to me, it was just so perfect. The Falcons did a fantastic job. And of course, the thing that everybody's talking about with the schedule release video that the Falcons have released, them getting back at Bill Belichick and Jordan Hudson for Jordan Hudson wearing the 328 or 28-3 gear on March 28th, trying to troll the Falcons for them losing the lead in Super Bowl 51. So they got her back in the schedule release video. And again, you guys will have to see it to believe it. I think it was just a work of art. So thumbs all the way up for me on that video. After that, let's take a look at the Falcons schedule here. And what looks like the toughest stretch of the season for the Falcons. I really believe that the toughest stretch for the Falcons is going to be there's a good little stretch there between September and October. I think that's going to be a tough one. There's really two of them that I think that could qualify for the toughest stretch. Really, that would be the first 4 games of the season. You're home for Tampa, you're at Minnesota on a Sunday night, then you're at Carolina the following Sunday, and then home again for Washington. That's a pretty tough stretch if you ask me. And then you continue on, then you look at that, and then right after that, I mean, you got Buffalo and San Francisco. So really, those are your 3 toughest games back to back to back. And you got 2 of them at home. You got Washington at home, Buffalo at home, and you've also got the 49ers on the road. So, and then actually add in the Miami Dolphins too. So that is a really hard stretch of games for the Falcons. I think in that stretch, honestly, I think they will go 2-2. I do believe they'll beat the Dolphins. I think they'll beat I think they'll go 3-1. Excuse me. I think they'll beat 2-2. I'm sorry, I did get that right yesterday. I think they'll beat San Francisco, beat Miami, but I think they will lose to Washington and lose to Buffalo. That's just that's where I think they're at as of today. But that's a super tough stretch for the Falcons. Also, I mean, you could look at the stretch as well, going from week 14 to 17, Seattle, at Tampa, at Arizona, and then home for the Rams. That's a really hard one too, because you got 3 games in 14 days: Seahawks, Bucks, and Cardinals, and then you've got 3 games in 18 days after that. Bucks, Cardinals, Rams. In 3 weeks you're playing 4 games. That's a lot to ask for the Falcons. But I'm going to go with weeks 4, 6, 7, and 8. That's the toughest stretch, I think, for the Falcons right there, from September 28th through the 26th of October. Let's look at their primetime schedule as well. The Falcons are slated for 5 primetime games. We've covered those yesterday. We'll go over them again in case you missed it. The first one at Minnesota. Then they are home for Buffalo on Monday night in week 6. Then immediately week 7 on the road at San Francisco Sunday Night Football. And then back again on a Thursday night against Tampa, at Tampa in December, and then home for the Rams the Monday after Christmas. That game will be on Monday Night Football. Does that really show that the national media is showing Atlanta some love? No, I don't think so. I mean, maybe a little bit, but I mean, look at who they have them slated against on national TV. I mean, Minnesota, a heritage team. Also, Buffalo, a very popular heritage team. 49ers, a heritage team. And then also Tampa Bay Buccaneers, division game on Prime. Not necessarily a heritage team, but also the Rams, a big fan base, and also a big market. So, no, I would say not. I mean, it's not like they set the Falcons up for games that they know they could win. Put them against teams like, we'll just say like a Tennessee Titans or the Panthers or someone who's trying to make their way up in the NFL. So I don't think it's any indication that they're showing the Falcons any kind of extra love. I think it's just it could really be both. I think they do have some exciting players, new head coach, new quarterback, and some exciting pass rushers. Bijan Robinson is a budding superstar as well. So, but I think it has a lot more to do with the opponent than what the Falcons are doing. But that's just really because the national media, to be honest with you, is sleeping on what the Falcons do. That's just how I feel about it, and that's how I've felt for years and years and years. Again, when we saw the schedule leaks coming out, did we see any Falcons games get leaked? No. Did we see any NFC South games get leaked? No. It was pretty much the Eagles and the Cowboys and everybody else who was uber popular. Now, speaking of the Falcons schedule, do you buy or sell that they have an easy one? Not really. I mean, when you look at the strength of schedule for the teams right now, the Falcons are slated, and it's slated as the 20th hardest schedule, or really the 13th easiest schedule, if you want to look at it that way. They have their schedule is fairly. I wouldn't say it's that tough, but I would say no game in the NFL is going to be easy whatsoever. I think what they're looking at is teams who have teams again, it's any given Sunday right now. In front of them, Tampa Bay's got a harder schedule in terms of the division. Tampa Bay's schedule is a little harder, but they finished right in front of the Falcons. And then you look down, Carolina's got 28th, the Saints are 31st. But, you got to get on the field and play. So I don't really buy that their schedule is easy. I mean, again, when you look at that stretch of games we talked about, the Rams, the Bucks, at the Cardinals, the Seahawks, the Jets with Justin Fields, Carolina in the second year of their offense, Miami Dolphins, 49ers, Bills, and Washington. And Minnesota on the road. That's not an easy schedule whatsoever. So I know it's going by win percentage, but I don't think that's even an indicator of what the Falcons have to go through. But it's one game at a time, and we'll start with week 1 at home against the Bucks. Thanks again, guys, for tuning in. We'll be back tomorrow with another edition of Falcons Daily. You can follow me at Craig G Sports, CRAIG, the letter G and the word sports. And make sure you turn on your notifications and hit subscribe so you don't miss any new content. Until next time, guys, sayonara and buenos noches.